There we are. Welcome everyone to game number 1 in the series. Capoch versus JorDan, the Argentinian and the German. In a clash of titans, in game number 1, we'll make use of Gujaras and Taras respectively. Capoch playing with Gujaras and JorDan playing with the Tatars. They're going to be towards the southwest and the northeast. Starting with JorDan civilization first, the Tatars is civilization that's going to provide them with 50% extra food from each herdable, in addition to 2 additional sheep spawning underneath each new ability starting in the Castle Age. Besides that, for Tatars, we also have 25% higher attack against enemy units when fighting from a higher elevation, while we'll see for Tatars also, let's take a look. We'll see for Tatars also free Thumbering and free Parking Tactics, while for the team bonus they're going to have 2 extra line of sight on Cavalry Archer type units. JorDan on the other hand, playing with the Gujaras, we'll have 2 berries underneath the TC, 2 berry bushes underneath the TC, and the ability to garrison herdables inside the mills to passively produce food. Besides that, we also see for the Gujaras 20, 30, and 40% higher bonus damage from mounted units, in addition to the team bonus, which will give them 25% faster training camel and elephant type units. We're gonna enable predictions for game number 1 as well. So option 1 this time around is gonna be JorDan. Option 2 is going to be Capoch. You got it? 5 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be here very soon though. 5 minutes might have been a little bit too much over there. I'm just going to go back to 1x. And the fuel H is here, so the guys are there. The stable is coming up already for Capoch. JorDan's got the barracks coming up as he's still a few seconds away from the fuel H. He's gotta wait. And let's take a look at the map generation for both these guys. Taking a look at JorDan, we'll see first off that he's got the main gold forward. He's got a secondary gold towards the south, very far away. We're gonna have neutral gold over here. And he's already going for the walls, actually. He does have a stone on the back. He's got the berries on the back. So going for the walls like this is going to allow him to secure the berries, to secure the wood lines over here as well, secure the stone, sort of, and the gold is still going to be very much exposed for him. And Capoch is getting some vision already. Yeah, he knows. A little bit more. Oh, good unit control for JorDan though. Combo goes down right away. And let's take a look at Capoch's map generation. We'll see for the red player, the main goal on the right hand side. We have the secondary goal on the left hand side. And then we have another one over here on the right hand side, 3 tiles. And he's going for the walls already in a way that I like better compared to the walls from JorDan. Because Capoch like this, he not only secures a wood line, but he also secures a gold. He secures... Oh, that's about it actually. For the rest, it's not quite as good. Stone is going to be unavailable. This stone, I guess it's accessible at the very least. So it's going to have gold and stone that he can collect from. But here comes JorDan coming out with 2 scouts already. As Capoch got just the villagers over there. JorDan places scouts right. Should be able to get the villagers down over here. So we're going to see him try to go out to the villager and try to prevent the villager from getting the quick walls. And he'll be able to do it. And now there's another villager left going down as well. And well done. Well played. Notice how JorDan's unit control over there allowed him to get the villager down, but it's not going to be the end of it. He's got the spearman coming up. Capoch realizes about this on time to prevent getting pushed away from the berries, but spearmen were not going after the forages, of course. They were going to group up with the scouts to defend JorDan's own units against the scouts from Capoch, and it's working out really well. Now he can try to body block the villagers. A little bit riskier, but he's going to do it, and he gets yet another villager so far. 3 villagers down from Capoch, and JorDan Yeah, JorDan is kind of popping off right now a little bit. I saw some units from Capoch. The scouts over here probably ended up going down to the spearmen. Yeah, I think Capoch was paying attention back home. He forgot about the scouts, so JorDan was able to get both these scouts down. Well done. Yeah, notice once again, the unit control from JorDan has been fantastic. He will end up getting yet another villager. And I think it's probably safe for me to call the predictions off right now because this is not really a good position for the predictions to be open. Yeah. Probably should have opened them right away, and if we were going just 1x speed at the beginning of the game, but right now it's definitely not a good position, right? Capoch has lost 4 villagers. He's behind the military count right now as well. There's definitely a substantial, tangible lead over here for JorDan. JorDan's back for real? Yeah, he's back for real this time. The 7th time's the charm. Here we are, some archers coming out right now for JorDan. In addition to the scouts, it's going to make it so much harder for Capoch to defend himself. Interestingly enough, because of the stronger economy JorDan was able to hold on to compared to Capoch after all the villager kills, JorDan's also going to be the one to click out to the castle age the earliest actually. He's getting very close to it. Capoch on the other hand is in a world of pain right now. And there we are, castle age is on the way for JorDan. Capoch might be able to click out to the castle age himself very soon, but it's not gonna be great. Here we go. He's trying to knock the gates down. While Capoch is just trying to desperately get the resources he needs to click out to the castle age. Now, because of the walls coming up over here for Capoch, JorDan cannot do anything even if he takes the gates down. So he's gonna go around and try to get any damage possible done from outside. And with the archers, he'll be able to push the villagers away from Capoch. Once again, the red player does have a wool line over here completely secured. Let's check. There we are. Crossman upgrades coming up now for JorDan, and Capoch is only on his way to the castle age now with still over 50% of the research time left to go. He's going for scale rather than armor. This is already going to give us a glimpse into his castle age strat, and it's going to be Shrivansh Riders because it's gotta be. JorDan has been banking on crossbows for the most part, and it's going to be very good for JorDan so long as he's the only player in the castle age. But of course, once Capoch gets to Shrivansh Riders, crosses from JorDan are not quite as good anymore, so he needs to go ideally for the pikeman upgrade, JorDan that is, and keep the spearman forward as well, and try to send the rest of the crosses forward too, because he does not have everything forward. Yeah, and he does not have all the spearmen forward. He needs the spearmen to defend against the scouts, but he's got extra TCs, or 1 extra TC, so maybe the spearmen are not quite as crucial here. And instead, it's probably better for him to send the spearman forward, but he has not managed to break through yet, although he's about to right now as Capoch just gets to the castle edge, and we see the Shrivansha Riders coming in for the red player. JorDan's been able to breach through the left-hand side. Oh, and Capoch forced into the lead-in. Well, thankfully for him, 1 out of 2 mining camps. Because of the Shrivansha Rider being trapped over there, that cannot be a pleasant thing for him to see. Here we are. The Shrivansha Riders are coming forward, and Capoch knows that he needs to land a few blows over here in order to catch up, as JorDan has already managed to get so much damage done. For the most part with field units, right? 7 villager kills against Capoch. Will go a long distance. JorDan finds himself 10 villages ahead because of the second TC now. Against the red player as well, and Capoch is... yeah, just gonna try and bank up the Shrivansha Riders over here. It's been going pretty heavily onto that unit. Well, JorDan on the other hand, JorDan's got camels on the way and no spearmen whatsoever. Like, he's got 3 spearmen, right, but no extra spearmen coming out and no pikeman upgrade. Yeah, it seems like he's just going to... yeah, he's just going to try and hold on for the time being, as opposed to just straight out invest everything into defenses. Yeah, I'll just try to hold on with the minimum necessary effort, so to say. And this is really the approach with which JorDan actually maximizes his lead the most, right? He's got the 2 TCs, very soon he's gonna have a 3rd TC on the way, I would imagine. He doesn't really have the wood right now, but yeah, you know, we could see okay, that is not good though. What is going on with JorDan? Why would he come over against the Shrivansha Riders like this and get completely surrounded? I have no idea. He's got some camels over here, so I guess the camels are going to end up cleaning this up. But that was actually a lot better for JorDan than I thought it was going to be, just because of the few camels over here from JorDan and Capoch. You cannot really blame Capoch for trying to prioritize taking the archers down as opposed to targeting the camels first. But it does end up coming in at a price, and JorDan comes out on top over there, pushes Capoch away from the 4 Siege Workshop, but we'll see the manual coming out from Capoch very soon. Riders have HP armor, high pierce armor, and Dutch manuals. Is that true? Yes, that is true. Well, for the actual stats, and by the way, he's trying to get the rate going over here once again. For the actual stat is not the pierce armor, that is high actually, but they are very good against range units because of their agility stat. You can think of the agility, the Shrivansha Riders, kind of as extra HP buffer that regenerates with time, and that is only effective against range damage. So this white line that you see over here is going to go down, right? As there we go. It's going to go down as they absorb the pierce damage from the archers, and then after a while it starts to regenerate them again. Yeah, but Capoch cannot keep on going though. It's just going to call it GG. JorDan, he played this game so well, and he was on such a strong lead since very early into the game. In the field age, he was already able to get 7 freaking villagers down from Capoch. Was the first player to go up to the castle age and was overall looking extremely commanding over here. Interestingly enough, did not take a lot of camels for JorDan to completely deny the Shrivansha play over there from Capoch, even at times where Capoch had so many extra Shrivansha Riders. The unit control for JorDan's been good this game. Decision making has been on point. And we'll take a look at the achievements before going back and hopefully jump into game number 2. Without further ado. We have a better KD for JorDan, and it's not even close. It's going to be 2-1 right now, so it's very, very good. Ended up collecting almost 3,000 extra resources compared to Capoch, and for society, we'll see a much higher villager max count for JorDan compared to Capoch. With about 18 extra villagers, so well done. Now let's go back across the civilizations, the map out, and hopefully jump into game number 2 in a moment. And there we go. I mean, there is a unique good cavalry versus archers. I thought it might be the Capoch. The Capoch? A unique cavalry unit good versus archers. I'm trying to think of some of the other unique cavalry units. Ah, yeah, there we go. Tarkans. Yes, Tarkans are going to be absolutely fantastic. I thought they were weak. The Tarkans against archers? Tarkans are beastly. They are so good. That's probably the first cavalry unit that you think of that's going to be good against archer type units because they're extremely high pierce armor. Now let's take a look at this though. Already from the get-go, we see JorDan. Come on, man. He's getting the villager down from Capoch, and this is going to be so demoralizing. If you are in the Argentinian shoes, what do you do about this? 2 games in a row, you're getting completely demolished by JorDan early on in the game. And Whistler, just dropping in for a moment. Thank you so much for Heart the Quick Wall 170 ping, and JorDan says yes. Yeah. I would imagine Capoch's not going to be too happy about it. I'm not really sure. Oh, this is the APM, not the ping of the players. For a moment over there, I thought that the stat from the spectator dashboard was the ping. No, it's APM. That makes a lot more sense. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much, Whistler. It's very much appreciated. 7 months, 2 months away from a full Twitch, baby. Appreciate it. I'm only learning the actual stats. It's never too late, Rosa. Yes. And what the units are good against, weak against, definitely. It's probably going to be 100 extra elo right there. If you're trying to climb up. And there we go, the FLH is coming out for JorDan. Capoch not going there yet. He got delayed to the water because of the villager going down earlier. He's got him to 3 fishing ships. JorDan on the other hand, he's got him to 4 fishing ships already. We haven't talked about the civilizations much at all because the game was already going on and we had some action early on with a villager pick, but JorDan's playing with Italians. He's gonna get a 15% discount to go out to the next stage, a 15% discount on fishing ships. This is a fantastic save for him for a map like this. And he gets 20% discount on gunpowder units as well as 33% cheaper dock and university upgrades. For the team bonus, finally, we'll see for the Italians, access to condottieri from the barracks and the Imperial Age. Capoch, with the Byzantines, will get a 32% discount to go out to the Imperial Age. 25% cheaper skirm, spear, camel rider units, as well as staying 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark Kilo Castle and Imperial Ages. And we have for the Byzantines also free town watch, free town patrol, in addition to 25% faster attacking fire line units. John's gonna be the first player to get to the fuel age. He's got a second dock already coming up. He's going around. He's going along the shorelines here, trying to spot any potential sneaky villagers trying Capoch. And JorDan's game sense sure knows that this was a very real possibility, and now Capoch is getting completely spotted here. Contender Onyx, since that is your specialty, I didn't really learn, just play it. Yeah. I'm like the exact opposite. I learn and almost never play. I have been playing though, by the way. I have been playing, but because of the second job, it's been a little bit harder to keep up the rhythm that I wanted to. So for the most part, I've been just trying to get back in shape, and it's a very, very small amount of playtime per week, but just trying to get back in shape. Now, Capoch is going to end up losing another villager. JorDan's galleys do force the villager out of the quick walls. And not the best. Not the best position for Capoch, unfortunately. Second villager going down already. But yeah, anyway, I will get back to actual gameplay very soon. Not on stream. At the very beginning, at the very least, it's probably just going to be on my own, and I will record those games though. So if I have any good ones, we might upload those to YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. And then, depending on the reception that they get on YouTube, given that right now my content creation income is coming strictly from Twitch only, I will use YouTube as a test bed for gameplay, right? And if it's well received over there, we might include that into the streams. For now, sticking to what works. Nice. JorDan gets scout down. And interestingly enough, JorDan did manage to get the quick walls up over here. He managed to save the villager. Capoch is kind of exposed, collecting some resources, but JorDan doesn't really have much in terms of land units. He's just gone for fire galleys, for standard galleys, and he's going to hold on to his water. The thing over here, though, is Capoch has invested a lot of resources going for the extra dock forward and going for the navy units. So he's invested resources for 3 fire galleys already, and JorDan already has 3 fire galleys over here. So yeah, it's just better for the bull player. I guess the one thing that JorDan has invested into that Capoch hasn't is extra efficiencies, but of course that's going to eventually pay off. It's going to be extra food income for him. And the standard galleys over here, which Capoch hasn't paid for, but between the 2 villagers that have gone down from Capoch, the lower working count overall because of the fishing ships as well. Even if Capoch manages to go up to the castle age at a comparable time compared to JorDan, by the time both players get there, the position is going to be just so much more favorable for the German player. And it's ridiculous. Here we are. Castle H on the way for Capoch very soon. He's going for the blacksmith, trying to rush it a little bit. Yes, JorDan. He's got the resources. He's gonna need to rush a blacksmith himself as well. And Capoch's got JorDan beat to the Castle H by about 15 seconds, let's say. Okay, more than that already. 20. There we go. JorDan finally clicked up. So Capoch is ahead by about 22.5 seconds or so. But JorDan, once he gets to the castle age, he's gonna have a much stronger economy to work with. And what is the plan next? Capoch, right now, doesn't really have anything that is going to... Okay, there we go. Second archer range is coming up, so... it seems like it's going to be a full archer play for him. He's against Italians, though, and Italians will actually get stronger archers compared to Byzantines, but you do need a castle, you do need Pavise. So it's probably going to be quite comparable. The both players are going to go for scouts, but I'm not really sure if JorDan is thinking of... Sorry, for archers. But I'm not really sure if JorDan's thinking of that. As a matter of fact, I don't think he is. Because he doesn't even have a single archer range. I think most likely, JorDan's going to try and get control above the rivers. He's going to try and go for extra TCs, extra villagers, and play for economy. Capoch is already behind by 7 workers. He already has a lot of catching up to do. So it's awkward for JorDan for sure. Yeah, so they're just here for Capoch. What can he do? Well, nothing forward. And back home, he's going for the second TC. This is not bad. Going for archers and villagers at the same time is something that is possible to do. And JorDan, on the other hand, he gets to the castle age and he's going for a university. Oh no, he's going for a siege workshop, a monastery. Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't want to go for a university. He doesn't have any archers right now to research ballistics for, so siege workshop and monastery seems really good, but he's not going for any extra TCs. And up in the north, well, he's got some fire galleys over here. Remember, Capoch's fire galleys, they do attack faster, so JorDan needs to get the war galley upgrade over here, and Capoch is going for war galley right now himself as well. And Capoch would probably end up still losing the engagement over here despite having the Byzantines because of the villager over there being available for JorDan to reset the HP of his units. So now Capoch is getting pushed away. Meanwhile, at the center, we'll see the red player coming in with a bunch of crossbows. He's got the 4 siege workshop himself. However, JorDan's got a defensive scorpion. Ends up losing 1 villager still. Kind of peanuts though. Capoch has been so far behind for such a long time that if we take a look at the gather economy time, JorDan's managed to get over half an hour, close to half an hour of extra gather economy time. So Capoch definitely wants to do a lot more than this. Second TC coming up, especially with the second TC coming up for JorDan. Now Capoch won't be able to get a villager lead himself. Good in control for JorDan. Keeping the fire up. No demolition ships coming out though. No fire ships coming up from JorDan. Yeah, and it seems like Capoch should be able to defend himself. At the very least, he's gonna be able to hold on to his own river. JorDan could go for a demolition ship and then just go forward and try to take all the fishing ships down. That is definitely still a possibility for the blue player, but he's not going for it. Probably just focusing for the most part on the defense over here, as Capoch's military is starting to grow a little bit too large for JorDan to comfortably defend against. There's a second monastery for JorDan as well. And he's going for redemption. This alone can be the end of the push for Capoch. Imagine one of the mangonels from Capoch gets converted, turns around, and lands a nice shot against the crossbows. What does Capoch go for in that situation? His own monks? Well, he's got a monastery. He's got a monk already. He can go for redemption for sure. Oh! We see the conversion come up and it connects. 2 villagers get targeted instantly by the converted mangonel. One goes down, the other one takes a lot of losses in HP. Butch is roaming around with the crossbows, trying to get some damage down. He was able to get a village down from JorDan. But of course, there are 2 mangonels over there, and oh! Big shot! From JorDan, and Capoch's reaction was unfortunately not enough over there. And the crosses get completely annihilated, and that was a big bang. Yeah, the crosses end up getting completely cleaned up, of course. It was really well played from JorDan, and now Capoch. He ends up losing. The mangonels he had left, he's gone down to no mangonels anymore. He's got crosses on the way. He's got the 30C. coming up. However, JorDan has already gone for the third TC himself. There we go. Redemption's coming in now for Capoch finally as well. Maybe a little too late though, JorDan. He's got extra monks compared to Capoch, so even if the red player was able to get any conversions over here, JorDan should be able to try and get the counter conversions back. Capoch has been kind of annoying around the wood lines with the crossbows, and JorDan shouldn't really struggle with that too much anymore. He's got a safe wood line on the back. As a matter of fact, he's got more than one safe wood line because of the way that he's gone about walling himself. He could potentially come back over to this wood line instead and just stop collecting from where his villages will be exposed. Anyway, nice. It's on the way now for JorDan in Capoch. He's going for the 4TC. Man, it just seems like he's been trying to play catch up and it's never been enough. JorDan is still in a fantastic spot. Managed to get ahead in village count significantly while Capoch was able to catch up in TC count. He wasn't able to keep the TCs working quite as nicely as JorDan. You can see a lot of extra TC time over here for the Argentinian. And with the castle coming up, JorDan will have already the production for trebuchets, the production build for trebuchets once he gets to the Imperial Age, and he's very, very close from it, of course. He's already going up. There we go. Imperial Age on the way now for Capoch. So much later though, JorDan. He's getting a university right away to go for chemistry. Obviously, he will want to take advantage of the 20% cheaper gunpowder units, but nice monk snipe from Capoch. Crossbows. Now taking the monks down, and JorDan probably realizes now that he wants to remove the gather point from the TC. Place it somewhere else. There you are. Archer range is coming up, so JorDan is thinking of going for range units over here. Now the question is though, he's getting ballistics, yeah. I was wondering, was he gonna try to go for arbalisters against Byzantines? That didn't seem to me like it was going to be good, right? The Byzantines get cheaper skirmishers, so arbalisters would make sense. Even if they are stronger than Byzantines arbalisters, the skirmishers are cheap for Capoch. And hand cannoneer is something that he will only go for if he were expecting to see a lot of infantry units, right? But that's unlikely to be the case. So yeah, the archer is coming up and JorDan is going indeed for full skirmisher. Once he gets chemistry, of course, you're probably gonna see even bar cannons coming up. Or is it just going to try and stick to trebuchets? Right now he's not really going for one though. Doesn't have the resources. Now he's got the resource to go for a trebuchet, but is he gonna try and prioritize that? If we take a look at JorDan's point of view, right now, all that he knows about Capoch's base is that he was going for a castle at some point, so going for a trebuchet definitely would make sense for JorDan, given the head start that he had to the Imperial Age. However, he's not really going for it. He's not going for chemistry either. He's not going for bombard cannons. JorDan seems to be taken into the Imperial Age in the sense that he's getting for all the imp upgrades as opposed to going for the units and then the upgrades, right? So he's taking this one and playing it almost like Arena a little bit, or Black Forest even. Block printing's coming up now for JorDan as well. And chemistry on the way for Capoch actually. JorDan is not going for chemistry, he's not going for bombard cannons anytime soon by the looks of it. So Capoch might actually be onto something over here, you know? JorDan is so far still ahead compared to Capoch in villager count, but he started falling behind in military count. The population is actually higher for JorDan, for Capoch, sorry, right now. So the Argentinian is starting to catch up. Take a look at gather economy time and see that JorDan's is still higher by about 20 minutes only though. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Crossman upgrade. Thumbring coming in for JorDan as well. What is this flip-flopping that I'm seeing from JorDan? He's switching from skirmishers now to arbalesters. He's finally going for chemistry. He's got chain barred in armor, but he's not going for any cavalry. It seems like JorDan's just going for everything. In case he's going to need to make a transition into something, right? +2/+2 for cavalry. He's got no cavalry. He's going for chemistry. He was going for crossman upgrade as well. So he can very well make a play for Arbalister as well. On to sleep. First 6 villagers on sleep. Next 4 are saw, on snooze, then lures nowhere. Wait. You want to sleep? All of these games and series are going to be available as VODs, not only on Twitch, of course, but eventually on YouTube as well. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you doing with your life? !YouTube or youtube.com/NovaAOE. Most of these games are going up on YouTube eventually, and for TTL, it has been probably like 95% of the series that I have cast, or probably even more than that. I think so far there's been only one series that I did not upload to YouTube from TTL. The series was not too good and we had a lot of technical issues. But yeah, for everything else we've been trying to upload as much as we can so that everybody can keep up. Regardless though, we see plate barred and armor on the way for JorDan. Finally he's got bombard cannons in the way. And what sort of cavalry is he thinking of going for right now? You know, they do get fully upgraded Hussar. And Cavalier, but I don't see it. Okay, there we go. He's going for stables right now. And it's going to be skirmishers on skirmishers. Capoch, of course, with the Byzantines will have a much more cost-effective trade of units over here every time that we have skirms on skirms. There we are. Bloodline's coming in for JorDan as well, and he's kind of like cavalry, so it's quite clear it's going to be a play for Hussar. Capoch. Well, Capoch right now, he's got more bombard cannons compared to JorDan. He's the only player with trebuchets as well. So, with good unit control over here, Capoch might actually be able to, yeah, take the bombard cannons down. And the bombard cannon down, rather. Architecture's coming in now for Jordan too. Alright. There we are. Trebuchets from Jordan now are deploying against the monasteries from Capoch, so you're gonna see 1, 2 relics get ejected from the monastery. Capoch had only 2, Jordan's got 3, so Jordan can get a hold of both these relics. It's going to be with all 5. Yeah, there we go. Here comes Jordan. He's got the Hussar already. He's going pretty heavily into this one. He's gonna try and hero this one out. So some of the Hussar already get into the stone miners. Capoch does not seem to be reacting over here. Some of the Hussar already get into the back of Capoch's economy, and Capoch, well, he is going for his own Hussar. Byzantines do get Hussar, but they of course do not get Blast Furnace. They do not get Bloodlines either, so it's not the best. Now, this is not the best in control for Jordan, though! Exposing the bombard cannons like this obviously was going to result in all 3 going down, so that's a very expensive loss for Jordan. He was able to get just 1 trebuchet down from Capoch. But yeah, he's trying to make a play for full Hussar. He's got 21 Hussars, he's gonna try and go for more. He will need more food workers for sure. However, if Capoch will be banking on Hussar to defend himself against Jordan's push as well, he simply won't be able to go for as many. Right now, Jordan's got more food workers than Capoch by a lot. And while both players are close to 200 population, and Capoch actually does have already the pop house or the house animation over here, flash over here from time to time. I don't expect him to be able to keep up with production, given that Jordan's economy is so much stronger, given that Jordan's Hussar are so much stronger, and Capoch needs to make a play for pikemen right now. Let's get the Byzantines, so they are cheaper, and just try to keep some defensive around space. You know, ideally half of the air, but right now the economy is very constrained for Capoch because it's going for so many Hussar. And once again, it's not going to suffice though. Jordans are so much stronger. So the buildings are crumbling. Capoch is losing already a siege workshop. Trebuchets from Jordan, most likely not, will pack up, move further forward, and go after the castle next. Alright, Capoch is able to get the trebuchets down. Yeah, but Jordan should still be in the better position overall. He's got 14 extra food workers. Capoch has been getting a few extra workers up, right? He's got 55 right now compared to the 38 or so just 2 minutes ago. Farmers. But Jordan's still looking stronger now. He's going for Pavise. Well, with Genoese crossbows coming out from Jordan, this will certainly help against the Hussar, even if his own Hussar, in my opinion, is still going to be stronger and should probably be enough. Pavise is going to make this unit significantly more resilient. Here we go. Beautiful. That's way too many Hazard coming in from JorDan. Capoch is going for a defensive castle. Kinda looks like a panicky one in JorDan. JorDan's getting to 200 population. Just in a turn of 1 minute or so, all of a sudden, JorDan's position is looking so much stronger. Now he's going for a Legion of his crossbows as well, and the unit certainly has had an impact on the engagements against Capoch. And how do you stop this? If you're in Capoch's position, the castle is going to help, yes, but it's not going to be enough on its own right, of course. We're gonna see trebuchets coming out from JorDan, right? He's got the bombard cannons already. He can bring those forward, and he can take the castles down. We see that the trebuchets from Capoch are going down to the bombard cannons down the south. The castle is going to go down next. If we have a few Genoese crossbows for JorDan to defend the bombard cannons with, then he can use just the Hussar to go forward and get the raids going, and this is exactly what JorDan seems to be thinking about. Notice that he's going to bring the Hussar away from the castle range and straight into the back of Capoch's economy, and this is so freaking good for JorDan. Yeah, and Capoch just going to go on and call the GG. Well played. JorDan 2-0, and Capoch is gonna need to try in game number 3 to, at the very least, prevent taking the full loss over here, right? And just get -1. Going through the achievements then. Military, looking better for JorDan. Better than 3 to 2 kill ratio. Economy, stronger for JorDan, about 2,000 extra resources. Society, finally is going to look better for Capoch, so something goes the Argentinians' way. But it's not particularly great, and that's going to be about it. Yes. Sorry about that. We're in game number 3. And JorDan is playing down the south with the Bohemians. Capoch is playing with the Turks up in the north. JorDan playing with the Bohemians will have... Yeah, these are the civilizations we were expecting to see based on the draft, right? But yeah, JorDan civilization, the Bohemians are going to give him 25% faster, or actually, what am I talking about? They are going to get 25% higher bonus damage from spearline units. They get free mining camp upgrades in addition to sanctity and fervor affecting villagers. They will also have access to hand cannoneer and chemistry and hand cannoneer in the castle age, and 100 wood discount on blacksmiths and universities. Meanwhile, for the team bonus, Bohemians will get 80% fast working markets, which in a 1v1 doesn't really matter too much. Capoch, on the other hand, playing with the Turks, is going to have 25% faster working gold miners. Free chemistry. 25% higher HP on gunpowder units. 50% discount on gunpowder upgrades. We have Hussar and Light Cavalry, the upgrades for free for the Turks. They get granted as soon as you get to the castle in PLHs. And for the team bonus, they're going to have 25% faster training gunpowder units. Now, before I forget it, those scout line units also get 1 extra pierce armor. So you take a look. And JorDan's 2 pierce armor plus 0. And Capoch's, on the other hand, is going to be 2 plus 1. Would love to see Italians here as an anti-gunpowder civilization. Against Turks, I guess it would have been an interesting idea, an interesting proposition, but I'm not really sure it would have worked. Against Bohemians specifically, maybe. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I think we might have seen Italians though before. And it's still so hard to stop though. Like the Turks, the Bohemians. Should faster working market give faster CPU clock speed when doing math for selling buying resources? I don't think that that'd be the case, no, but that'd be sick if it were the case. Anyway, there we go. Beautiful. Capoch cannot collect the board. JorDan's here with the scout already. He is camping it. If Capoch were to try and get the board over there, JorDan would block the villager, causing the board to take it down. It's a very good position over there. Capoch is kind of forced back with the Zone Scout. And there's a little bit of a hill over here, a little bit of a mound. So Capoch will need to control his in the whale. Potentially bring a villager. I think bringing the villager is probably going to guarantee him getting a better engagement over here. Yeah, he's bringing the villager right now. That's good. He's bringing 2 villagers, even one to collect the board. Yeah, and one to get a house so he can pull 2 villagers after 2 villagers. Potentially, and JorDan knows. JorDan knows there is no way for him to fight Capoch off, so he's just going to bail. He's got the hail over there though, and Capoch realizes. Yeah, and JorDan goes back, but the board is long gone already. This still has had an impact on Capoch's economy, though. If you take a look, he has been collecting from the sheep over here long after the first board was depleted, which is not the way you usually go about your build orders. But anyway, JorDan's unlikely to achieve much of anything over here, so it's probably just gonna have to bail. We haven't taken a look at the map generation yet, but it was for good reason. And JorDan is already going up to the fuel age. He's going up to the fuel age and 23 population, so he's gonna try. Oh, and Capoch gets the first kill. He gets the first hit over there. He's gonna try and take on the scout, and he's gonna come out on top over there. JorDan cannot get a better engagement anymore. He's gonna try still though, and Capoch is extremely careful over here. There we are. Beautiful. Capoch should bail. It's fine. JorDan has gotten to the fuel age, but Capoch's got the villagers over here, so the scout in the end of JorDan doesn't doubt getting shredded. But I think he can still one-hit Capoch's scout over here. Capoch should definitely be wary of that, at the very least until he gets to the fuel age, so it's just going back. So, taking a look at the map generation for the players, as we see JorDan's already getting up to go out to the castle age. We'll see for the blue player that he's got the main goal on the back, which is beautiful. He's got the secondary goal on the back as well. The other secondary goal is going to be on the right-hand side. Stone on the other hand is going to be the main stone on the right-hand side. Secondary stone is going to be on the left-hand side. These obviously will be beyond the walls already, and this stone is going to be too far away from the walls to get spotted. So it doesn't seem to me like it's going to be too impactful, the position of that one right now. JorDan has gotten the walls up on the right-hand side. He has not gotten the walls up on the left-hand side. I would imagine he's going to very soon. And Capoch, on the other hand, he does have the goal on the back, the main goal on the back. He's got... actually, that's a secondary goal. He's got the main goal down south over here, kind of forward. But this one is, once again, too far away from the walls to get spotted from outside. I don't think that JorDan has gotten the vision that he needs for... Let's check. Oh, he knows about this goal, but he doesn't know about the other one. But yeah, anyway. Besides those resources over there, we're gonna see also that Capoch's got the other secondary gold forward. He's got the main stone outside, on the back, sorry, the secondary stone outside. And because this one did not get spotted by the scout from JorDan earlier, then I don't think it's going to be spotted whatsoever. Now, JorDan's going for a very interesting wall over here. What is this, JorDan? What kind of walls are these? Very pricey, very time consuming for the villagers. Doesn't really give him a lot of space. It certainly does not secure the extra gold. Yeah. Gas age is on the way now for Capoch, but JorDan has gotten up. JorDan has gotten up. Cozy though? Yeah. You could say that. The relics at the center, we haven't taken a look at the distribution, but it's going to be pretty standard. So we have one that favors the red player. We have 1, 2 that favor the blue player. This one's going to be neutral. This one's going to favor the red player, but because Capoch is taking so much longer to get to the castle age, JorDan's gonna be the first one to try and go after the relics. However, that was a misplay over there from JorDan though, because Capoch had not spotted the monk. And if it weren't because of JorDan trying to get the conversion over there, Capoch probably would have just not realized about this. I mean, take a look at that. Oh, he knew about the monk. He saw the monk in the end. It seemed for a moment as if he didn't know about it, because of him just trying to go after the scout over here. Maybe he just didn't pay attention. But yeah, of course, JorDan was pretty much screaming for the scouts to kill his monks. Third TC on the way for JorDan. Capoch, he's got the second TC on the way only. Another monk on the way for JorDan. Capoch right now, he's got the monastery himself too. The first monk is on the way. Going to come out on top over here. Well, Capoch is the only player who's gone for extra scouts, right? He's got the light cavalry upgrade for free already. Absolutely instrumental in these relic wars, of course. Capoch is the only player right now in a position to secure the center of the map. JorDan, with monks alone, won't be able to do too much. He's going for a barracks. He is gonna start going for scouts himself or spearmen. I'm pretty curious as to what it is he'll go for. So what does this fast castle time get JorDan? Nothing? Well, JorDan should, on paper, have been able to get ahead in villager count. But yeah, in the end, Capoch actually does manage to get the third TC up, and JorDan's just racking up a lot of extra TC time. So I guess you could say that, yeah, it has not really gotten JorDan much of anything at all. He had a head start to monk production, but he couldn't get a single relic. Does not have map control. Yeah, it's going to be spearmen for JorDan. Scouts wouldn't make sense for the Bohemians, especially against Turks. And yeah, Capoch is going to start collecting the relics. He already got one on the right hand side. He's getting this one on the left hand side. He's moving over to collect the rest of the missing relics. So he's got 2 on the way. He has already collected 1, so that's going to be 3. And then he's going after the 4th one. And the 5th one seems like JorDan was able to get. JorDan is also going for the relics from outside though. He did collect one on the left hand side once. There's another one over here. Meanwhile on the right hand side we're gonna have 2 still. You're wrong. Got him a dead monk. The faster castle into extra TCs, into extra idle TCs for JorDan. Got him the motivation to try and catch up in the game, probably. Got him a reason to try hard. It'll be too easy just to be ahead all the time, right? Here comes JorDan. See the conversions coming up. Like cavalry are coming over. The conversions are not connecting though. One does connect. That's going to be one light cavalry converted at the expense of 5 freaking monks. 500 resources down the drain for JorDan. At the end, Capoch does end up losing a monk himself, so there's a little bit of catching up from JorDan over there, but definitely game has favored Capoch for the most part so far, and JorDan's going for a forward archer range. He's getting chemistry right now, so it's gonna be hand cannoneer. It's interesting, it's going to play as if he were playing the Turks. It's going to play as if he was the one going for a cast a Janissary push. Capoch, he would technically have the possibility of doing that, but we see that he's only now making the transition to Stone Miners. After getting the TC sap, he's just been prioritizing collecting the relics. And for the most part, he's gotten away with it. Capoch was trying to collect the relic on the left-hand side. He could not, so now JorDan finds himself on 2 relics, and the 3rd relic should be on the way. Where is the 3rd relic, actually? There was another one on the left-hand side. Oh, I think that one went in favor of Capoch. No, because there is a relic missing on the right-hand side. Somebody's got... Okay, there we go. Capoch's got 5 relics. Now that checks out. So he did collect the relic on the left-hand side, 1 relic on the right-hand side. JorDan collected 1 relic from the center and 1 relic from the left-hand side. So we have 5-2 relic distribution right now. Capoch, he goes and tries to collect this one on the right-hand side. He's going to find himself at a 4 relic lead. There is moral victory in getting chemistry for Turks. Yes. Oh, check this out though! JorDan is going for the ACCM move over here. Well, he doesn't have villagers. Oh, he does have the villagers. Yes, it's going to be the same strat we saw ACCM pull off. He's got the siege tower. He's got the units coming over. And we're gonna see a castle come up. And this is such a nice move. The first time that we saw it, it was so good. Now we are going to have it one more time as well. It's gonna be so interesting for sure. There we go. Yeah. Beautiful. So he gets the villagers in, and this is so nice that JorDan recognized the possibility for a castle drop inside the walls from JorDan. Now, let me take a look at this though. Inside the walls from Capoch, sorry. Yeah, you know, he knew where all the 3 ETCs were, so he could have gone for a little bit more of an aggressive castle, but there was always the risk of Capoch getting more villagers to build a castle himself and denying this one from JorDan, so this is still a good position. Regardless though, Capoch is the only player who has clicked out to the Imperial Age. JorDan is very close to it. As a matter of fact, he clicks up right now, but Capoch is gonna have a massive head start to the Imperial Age, which means very likely gonna see Cherishes come out, right? And Capoch just strip the castle from JorDan down. Basically can go for a bunch of Cherishes before JorDan even gets to the Imperial Age. Yeah, the push is very interesting to see for sure, but it seems like it's not really going to do too much, right? It seems like it's going to come in a little bit too late. By the way, the relic on the right hand side has already been grabbed by someone, and it seems like that someone is JorDan. He's getting it. So, if he can collect these ones, and he's going to try and steal these. Relic heist with 2 monks, beautiful. If he can take this one, then... If he can take these ones, then he should be in a good position. However, Capoch has gotten to the Imperial Age already. He's got hand cannoneer. And he could go for Janissaries. He has decided not to, as he's just trying to prioritize the relics over here. The cherry production, sorry. Okay, Capoch is trying to prioritize the cherry production. JorDan's prioritizing the relics. But yeah. It seems like it might have been a little bit too late. The castle's going down, and this was all for getting the relic majority, right? So now he's up to 5 relics. And Capoch can collect these back. And he's going to be on 4 relics himself. So JorDan's getting the relic lead over here. Now, on paper, Turks should be the civilization to beat the Bohemians on an arena game. On paper, once again, it's always going to depend so much on what the players actually do. So we can see JorDan has already put a lot of pressure. He's gotten away with a lot. But Capoch is not really getting the things that he needs to counter the Bohemians yet. He needs to get artillery, right? Ideally something else to go with gunpowder too. Not just a hand cannoneer. Oh, good shot. The castle's coming up for Capoch as well, second one. There we go, he's got it. Meanwhile, JorDan's going for Humnita. Capoch, he needs... did he get artillery, actually? He did not get artillery. I was just under the assumption that he hadn't gotten it yet. And he hasn't gotten it yet, for sure, so he needs to go for it. There we go, Humnita is here. Ring Arch Armor's coming up. For JorDan, for extra armor for the gunpowder units. Meanwhile, Capoch on the other hand, he's just finished researching leather arch armor, so he's not in the best spot yet. Needs to go for ring arch armor himself as well. However, we have the monks coming up. He's going to get the conversions. He's got the bombard cannons. And where are the Humnita from JorDan? He's only going for them now. Humnita better than +1 range? Change my mind? I will agree to that in lower elo or lower APN situation. It's kind of like Ethiopian Narwhalists are better than Lombos. Yes, if you cannot take advantage of the extra range, it can be very good. The other day, the Viper vs Bars played in Arena. Viper was Turks and Bars was Bohemians, even Spear, Micro Artillery, Bombard Cannon. Really tough time against Humnita. I don't know how Viper pulled that against Leary, Hera, etc. Well, we're gonna see. But it is pretty difficult, yes, because you gotta be on top of the units at all times. If you are not, then the extra area of effect from the Humnita is going to come in extremely powerful and hard to stop. So there we go, we have artillery right now. Remember that the gunpowder units for Turks, they get 25% higher HP, so his hand cannoneer are better. He didn't really have the numbers before, now it's looking a lot stronger. This castle is going down, however there is a castle on the right hand side that Capoch was able to finish building over here while JorDan was trying to get the wall up. There we are! Fantastic. JorDan is certainly commanding respect with the Hubnita over here, and Capoch is struggling to make the bombard cannon play work. He does have Hazar, he's going for plate bar than armor. Meanwhile, JorDan is one step ahead and already going for half of the year. He's got chain and mail armor on the way. That is a lot of Nita though, and the castle crumbles. And oh, there's a good shot! And Capoch's gotta be extremely wary of the units over here, because one good set of shots from the Hubnita can easily take down 50% or more of that army right there, and this is what I'm talking about! One nice attack round is going to get so many units down, and JorDan is using the Hubnita as onagers. But in the end, of course, he will need to keep up with the units, and that was a nasty shot on the right hand side. He will need to keep up with the units, and it makes it very difficult for him to just push, as he will be able to with a different army composition. You can't just patrol over here, you can't just attack move, you gotta make use of the units properly, and it's so damn difficult. And JorDan's getting away with it. Capoch? Yeah, Capoch struggles big time. Cavalry archers from Capoch would potentially be very good over here as well. If he gets Sipahi, gets heavy cavalry archer. And he already has leather archer armor, right? So he only needs ring archer armor and the attack upgrades, thumbring and Parthian tactics. It's a very expensive transition though, but against that, that is something that JorDan would kind of struggle against. For instance, he would have to make a transition to skirmishers himself. And then with a Hazar from the Turks, Capoch would have even a unit against that. However, right now, JorDan's got incredible momentum, and Capoch wouldn't really be able to make a transition to any unit he wanted to, because he needs something right here, right now. Something that's going to protect him against the push from JorDan, realistically. The player is an 11 Hubnita. I'm not really sure where all of these are. I think he might have sent some over to the right hand side. He's got 10 over here. No. He's got them all here. He's got them all here. Right? I know, yeah, he did have one on the right hand side, but he did not send it over. He had gotten it already. Anyway, the stables are starting to crumble right now. He's listening to you. He's going after the production buildings. And Capoch doesn't really have the production potential anymore after losing those stables to really mass a good amount of Hazar quickly anymore. He's gone down to 4 stables from 6. And JorDan doesn't seem like he's going to stop pushing over here anymore. Good shot as well. Those villagers will feel the wrath of the bombard cannons. Beautiful shots over here as well. However, one of the Hubnita does go down, but that is not going to be enough though. It cannot be 1 for 1. Capoch needs to get better trades right now. He is already on the back foot. And JorDan on 200 population, and a crap ton of Hubnita, 12 Hubnita right now. And full push over here. Capoch needs to get incredible trades. Not good. He needs to get incredible trades to even stay in the game. This is not just to take. This is not even to take the game, right? Just to even keep on playing for the chance of potentially taking this one. But JorDan is looking completely unstoppable. Still an 11 who needs a forward, of course. I would like to see him just try to one-shot the TC to see if he can do it. He's going after the TC right now. Well, I think he might have actually been able to, because he attacked this one 3 times. Maybe it was going to be 2 shots, or 2 volleys. But he's going after the castle right now, and yeah, this castle is not coming up. Beautiful. Yeah, the TC will crumble. Just going after the bombard cannons. Capoch trying to keep his distance, but yeah, I think that probably summarizes it pretty well. You need a micro nerd to win that. Capoch is not. Capoch is not a micro nerd, but he's like a very proficient, very fast player. I think if he sets to just control the units as good as possible, he might be able to get better trades against JorDan over here. But I don't think that was going to suffice, in the sense that I don't think it was going to be the landslide trades that the Capoch kind of needed over here. It was unrealistic, right? You need somebody, yeah, exactly, kind of like Leary to maybe contain JorDan's push over here. But Capoch probably would have been able to get, at best 2-for-1 trades, and that was still not going to be enough. JorDan's lead over here was kind of insurmountable. So Capoch doesn't up, losing game number 3. JorDan will get a 3-0 clean series over here, and will thus get further ahead on the standings. Let's go through the achievements, and what do we get? We have for military, better KD for JorDan. We have for economy, much stronger economy for JorDan, collecting about 8,000 extra resources. And then in addition to that, we're going to see for society a higher worker max count for Capoch. However, he did end up producing the most villagers this game and taking the most losses as well, and that losing 61 villagers, so not ideal. Well, JorDan ended up losing only about 7 villagers throughout the series, or throughout the games rather. Anyway, let's go back and take a look at what the series are looking like. I'm going to keep this bit for the YouTube video as well. And you can see the standings here for Group C. Sorry, for Group D, right? No, for Group C. Yes. So Capoch, and let me refresh this just to make sure that it's completely up to date. So Capoch has played 3 series. He's won 2. He's lost 1. He's got 5 points. JorDan has played 2. He's won 2. He's 4 points. I think this might actually be outdated though. I think JorDan was already on 2 series, and the page just got updated. So let's try and refresh this one and check this one once again. Yeah, okay, there we go. JorDan and Capoch's standings over here got updated. JorDan has won 3 series out of 3. He's racked up 7 points. Capoch has won 2, has lost 2. He is down to 5 points, but he's still